So we are live on YouTube and Instagram simultaneously, and we are discussing Leaders in Homeopathic Therapeutics by Dr. Nash. And so far, we have discussed a few uh, of the remedies, and today we'll continue the learning further by understanding what doctor available, or else there was less data available, or else he had not clinically proved them or seen the patients in the clinic. So basically what we see is Dr. Nash gives idea of all the remedies which were available at that time, and especially the remedies that were clinically seen by him in his clinic for the patients that he used to see at that time. This was in 1900. So we'll study the next set of remedies after going through around 20-25 odd remedies so far. And if you have been going through the different remedies from the Nash therapeutics, well and good, it is going to boost your confidence. If not, this is a good chance to start right away. Four remedies, in fact, not five, because he describes remedies in groups and in relationship with each other. And today we'll discuss about Arenia diadema, Theridion, Cocos cacti, and Simex. I'm having a bad cold today. So he starts away with telling that Arenia diadema is another spider like Mygale. Mygale was the last remedy that we discussed. And it's a hydrogenoid remedy. It's a remedy for wet weather. And we can, find Arenia diadema as a differential remedy in cases where we feel also needs to be thought for natrum sulf, dulcamara, nux moschata, rustox, or rhododendron. And then he concludes by telling that that's what I can tell you about this remedy, because that is all that I know about it, and it needs more proving. So he is very much sure that these remedies are newly introduced, and he uh, knows that these remedies are not well proved at a time when materia medica and repertories were still developing, 1890s or 1900s. And that's where he wrote this book, Leaders in Homeopathic Therapeutics, from what knowledge he had of the remedies that he saw in the clinic, and also of the remedies that he had seen in his clinic. So it's a clinical materia medica with lot of philosophy in between, like four, five sentences, two sentences in a remedy, or after a group of remedies, something about the remedy or the philosophy, and then something about potencies, something about uh, how he prescribed, what was the repetition done. For example, in the remedy that we'll discuss today, which is Cimex, he gives that he had used 600 potency. Can you believe it? At a time when they were just coming out of 6 and 30 potency, he used 600 potency. He used and DM potency for some other remedies. So that's what a homeopath should be. He should be open to experimentation. He should be learning from different potencies, prescriptions, and see what is clinically possible for him and prescribe. So that was what about Arenia diadema Dr. Nash conveyed. The next remedy that he shares is about theridion, another spider poison, and what he introduces the remedy as another spider poison or another spider proved by Dr. Herring. Now, he gives credit to whom it is required and does not boast himself where others need credit or should be given the credit. He has given equal credits to Herring, to Jar, to Gunsi, to Lippe, at of course Dr. Henneman, at appropriate places and does not boast himself that I am telling you this. He just quotes them directly, and this is very important. No boasting and no show, stealing the limelight from them because they are the stalwarts. So next we have is Theridion, another spider proved by Dr. Herring, and there is vertigo with nausea, especially on closing eyes from least noise. It happens. He has given a very beautiful description. He quotes from Herring. You should go and read from Dr. Nash, Therapeutics, what and why he writes those things. He compares Theridion with Tabacum, Pulsatilla, and Silica. How he compares? He tells you that on opening the eyes, if there is vertigo, it is tabacum. On closing eyes, it is theridion. On looking upwards, it is pulsatilla and silica. And from least noise, again, it is theridion and asaram europeum, which also has another symptom, which is every sound penetrates, there is oversensitiveness. And these peculiar pains describe theridion as one of the top remedies for oversensitiveness or someone who is sensitive to least noise, sound, and all the disturbances. And he concludes the remedy by telling you that this is the information that I have and you need to prove it more. He goes on to describe the third remedy in the series, which is Focus Cacti, and he tells you very beautifully in the beginning itself, we now leave the spider family and we are dealing with the small fry of the insect order. And he tells you that this is Coccus cacti, which feeds on the plants of Mexico and Central America, and it is a good remedy for coccus for all the respiratory affections, especially where there is whooping cough with tough mucus and it is ropey white. We all tend to prescribe pulsatilla, we all tend to prescribe Kalimur, Kali Sulf, even Kali Bicomicum. But once you know when to prescribe Coccus cacti, you will not leave this remedy. And when you prescribe Coccus cacti, he tells you that there is gagging, vomiting, and the third thing he tells you important is a bronchial catarrh that remains after whooping cough. Suppose a patient who had cough in the past and now he just tells you that I am now having lot of discharges constantly flowing from my mouth, from my throat, from my nose all the day long. I need to clear it again and again. There is a lot of quantity. We tend to give pulsatilla because it is told to us it is a catarrhal remedy. We tend to give kalimur kalisol because it is the second stage of inflammation or lot of discharges are there. But Coccus cacti is perhaps the only remedy which has lot of bronchial catarrh after whooping cough. So perhaps Nash is going to be the only book which, or perhaps one of the few books that is going to tell you when to use the remedy. And in each of the remedies, he had described this. This is the best part of this, author. And he leaves Coccus cacti with this beautiful explanation that you have a case of whooping cough, and whooping cough is cured or cough is not there, but lot of discharge happens. Give Coccus cacti and do remember him every time you prescribe. The last remedy which he takes care as a indication is Cimex. Now again, this is also a small insect which is considered, and sensation as if tendons were too short. He has described the only symptom that he saw. Now he gives a very beautiful case of around 8 to 10 lines, 15 lines, where this case was of a horseman who somehow was taking care of the horse and had to run up the horse up the hill. After taking the horse to a hill, he felt so tired, as if the legs were not able to take him any further. And Dr. Nash has beautifully described how he gave every remedy in his book to this patient, but this case was not getting cured. Remember, this was a time when patients used to stick to the doctors. Nowadays, all the patients have the ability to shift to, approach. In fact, the senior most consultant in the city even go to the top specialists and hospitals in the city, and the general practitioner or perhaps the homeopath, a very small class of general practitioner, is neglected. Why? Because you have not given results in acute cases, or the patient does not trust you. If you read Dr. Nash's therapeutics, you are going to get the confidence, you are going to get the amount of knowledge you need for beginning your practice and continuing it for the first 5 7 years. And remember this book in your times of uh, struggle, because Dr. Nash had wrote it at a time when he was also struggling with a lot of new learnings every day. So what does he say about CMX, this case of a horseman which I've described, that he took this horse up the hill. He felt so tired, he couldn't walk. He gave all the remedies in his book, felt uncured. And then one day the patient came and told him that somehow I feel that the tendons are a bit stretched, and they are very much short and I can't move. He remembered a case cured by some author or by himself. I don't remember the exact quotes, where this symptom was very strong, sensation as if tendons were too short. This was the exact presentation of this new patient who ran up this horse up the hill, and he gave this remedy and it cured him. And he gave it in the 600th potency. And he tells you that honor to whom honor is due, even if it is a bed bug. So a small bed bug which was used as a remedy which cured this particular symptom, one patient cured brings you 100 patients as a new case. Remember this book, Dr. Nash's Therapeutics. And last but not the least, if you are a budding homeopath, experienced homeopath, seasoned practitioner, and you want to upgrade your practice, follow Homeo Setu on WhatsApp channel, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and X. It's going to transform your practice. Something interesting is going to come in 2025. Stay tuned.